All right, I think that we are live. Woohoo! It is Friday after the US elections. I imagine that the nervous systems are running a little bit high right now. Um, my read on the general vibe of what's going on is that there is a lot of exhaustion. Most people are feeling pretty tired, pretty worn out by all of this. And most people are really wanting some peace, some rejuvenation, is the level of like, I know what's happening and I'm not in this place of uncertainty and not knowing where my future is heading or what things are going to be looking like here soon. Um, yes, the cortisol levels are definitely high right now. And the noise, you guys like noticing the noise? It's like, it's so loud, just all of the noise of everyone's thoughts and concerns and the conflict and the battles and the intellectual levels of the analysis of, which way things could go or what could happen this way or that way. And just everything is so much future oriented and thinking about what's going to happen next and all of the concern there. And yes, I'm seeing some of you guys sign in and say hello. And yeah, the exhaustion, right? I was even, as I watch the news or as I watch some of the coverage of the election, just looks like almost, all sides are extremely exhausted right now and just the level of enthusiasm. And so, yes, we're going to be working on that today, working on all of the noise, the nervous system overload, getting the cortisol levels to calm down. Because, yeah, it's intense. It's an intense time right now. So, if anybody wants to type in their experience and let me know what's going on, I can definitely integrate some of your experiences into today's meditation. Today's topic that we're going to be working on has to do with paving the way for peace and unity and has a lot to do with paving the way for the future. The whole world has been kind of at this standstill where it's just like with COVID, here in the US with elections, there's other countries that are definitely feeling the division and the difference in opinions or difference in ideas of how to step into our future, how to live in peace with each other, how to even live with each other here in this on this planet. And there's so many differing views and differing opinions. If just we're at a gridlock. There's so much of the world that's at a gridlock with regards to governments, government systems, even medicine, education, how to work with the climate. I mean, there's this gridlock, right? And it's because of all the opposition, all of the opposing views. And one of the vibrations that I really want to say hello to and to bring your awareness to before we get started with our work today is I do want to bring your consciousness to the fact that the world is in a big phase of change. We are shifting to a new level of consciousness, a new level of awareness. And if I were to sum it up, which this isn't really going to give it as the words are definitely not going to really express exactly what's going on, but the best verbiage that I can put to where we're changing to globally as a human consciousness is that we're really growing from exclusivity to inclusivity. And what I mean by that is for many years now, for hundreds of years, the world, the human consciousness, we've been very much focused in on this vibration of, and the word I want to use is exclusivity, where it's kind of like I'm focused on myself, excluding of others. What can I gain? What can I accomplish? Um, how do I make my life better? This has created a whole lot of inequity here on the planet where there's a big disparity between the haves and the have-nots. We talk a lot here in the US with regards to the top 1% and why do they get to have 90% of the resources? And that has to do with the vibration of where our consciousness has been for the past few hundred years with regards to exclusivity, being more concerned about, the small group or those who are close to me versus the larger or the global community. And with the new technology advancements on the planet, we have social media, the world has gotten smaller, or we've become more inclusive. We've started to be able to kind of touch into what other people are doing or what other people's experiences are like in different parts of the world. We're able to connect with people all over the world at the touch of a button and just instantly. And it's amazing. It's huge. But it's kind of creating some misfirings and confusion and cognitive dissonance in our brains and in our psyche, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, to where we're stretching, we're having to grow, and it's extremely fast right now. It's really fast, and this growth into inclusivity that I've been meditating on and looking at a lot lately, it has to do with not only being inclusive of those around us and starting to shift into a space of being concerned about our fellow, humans on the planet, and recognizing that we're only as strong as our weakest link. We can only progress as far as those who are struggling the most are going to be able to progress. And as more and more people start to expand their awareness and their consciousness, and they start to recognize, wow, I'm not the only one here. There are other people here, and there's other people to be concerned about. As the balance of that shifts and more people start to come to that level of awareness, hey, I'm an individual, and yet I'm a part of the whole. And there's a whole system here on the planet. It's important to be aware of my own system within, but there's a whole system. And how do I nurture and support that? And how do I care for that? Because if I want to take a step and if I want to grow in my awareness, it's very important to be aware of, those who need some encouragement or those who need some support or some help to come along. You have all probably heard the phrase that, right, change is the only constant. In some of our work here at BPI, we astrally project to the edge of the universe. And for those of you who have traveled there with me, you'll know that the edge of the universe is the most abundant, incredibly powerful, creative energy, because that's where the universe is creating itself. It's always creating. So there's newness and change always happening, and it is a constant. And the thing is that with this growth that we are shifting into, to some degree, the shift has kind of already happened, and we have to kind of get our psyches and our awareness and our bodies, shifted over into an alignment with the shift that's already happened. And some of us are very good with change. We're used to it. We're comfortable with it. And then there are others that are very much in resistance to it. And for those of you who have ever been in resistance to a change that you're going through, or you've kind of really struggled with a level of change, hopefully you can have compassion for a big portion of the human psyche right now, a big portion of our fellow humans that are having a difficult time with this change. It's not easy, and it's not. Um, we're in this for the long haul, is really what I want to say about that. And um, I really first want to commend all of you guys who are here, all of you who are touching in on these Facebook Live videos, or those who are taking classes at the Boulder Psychic Institute, because I really do see you guys as part of the A team, part of the A team, you know, where you have chosen to be here in this day and this age with this huge, amazing shift that we are in the process of. And I know that there might be days where some of you feel like, you know, I'm a mess. I can't seem to get it together. I'm a total wreck right now. Maybe you have some days where you're checking the news every second, trying to figure out, you know, the status of the election results, or the status of various fires, or, you know, anything that's happening in the world, and maybe you're feeling a little bit out of control. And I want you guys to hear this. I want you to really hear this, that yeah, sure. You might have some moments where you're not feeling that awesome. But you guys are all here doing the best you can with your consciousness work, trying to grow, trying to be aware, trying to be a better person, trying to be more of an aware and capable spirit. And the fact that you're even choosing that or wanting to be on that path really sets you above the rest, in that I see you all as role models. I see you all as leaders. And the question for today is, how can you start to be in a vibration of setting your energy at the vibration of peace and unity and inclusivity, you know, being as far as possible as you can, you know, at the other end of the shift that's going on, to hold that vibration, maintain that vibration so that others can match. I always say that human beings, we are pack animals. We do follow the herd. We do like to vibe into other people and match the energy of those around us. And we've been matching the lowest common denominator for quite some time. We've been matching that vibration of exclusivity. It's been a game on the planet that to some degree has worked. It did work for a while, up until maybe the last, you know, 30, 40 years, at least here in the Western civilizations. And it's really starting to crumble. It's really starting to fall apart. And it's starting to not work for people. And let's be the role models. Let's be that solid vibration that those can match, and be in that vibration of inclusivity, because it's the old model is quickly falling apart, and I find it to be beautiful. But if you hold on to the past, if you hold on to how things used to be, if in any way you think that, oh, it was like this in the past, it's going to be like this now, I would encourage you all to shift your mindset, because things are changing, and they're changing very fast. And the old rules, although some are really going to cling and hold to them, they are crumbling and they're falling apart. And there's a whole new set of rules. There's a whole new way of being and interacting with ourselves and with each other that we're stepping into. And you're going to feel more solid if you embrace the shift. And then you can stand over there and look at those who are resisting the shift. You can have a lot of compassion for them because they're in a panic. It's like they're in a free fall. And I can see that panic, and I very much validate and understand it. And no matter how much I would like to lose my center and go out and rescue those people or get those people to change their mindset, if those of us light workers, we slide into that direction, there won't be the energy, there won't be that vibration for us to, as a human race, to match that and step forward. Okay. So with regards to moving out of the vibration of exclusivity and into the vibration of inclusivity, this also has to do with your inner space too, right? So here at BPI, one of the main premises that we operate off of is, the way that you set your energy within will become the reflection, or will mirror what happens externally. So a better way of saying that is your external experience is always a reflection of what's going on internally. So with regards to inclusivity, we're going to be looking today at, well, how do you include all of your energy inside of your space, inside of your psyche and, awareness, and how do you include all of you so that you can be in that vibration of the shift, of being inclusive? Because the more inclusive you can be of all aspects of yourself, it's going to be pretty easy to be inclusive of all of those out there in the big world, whether you agree with them or not. Okay? You're going to have a lot more compassion. You're going to be able to communicate with those that are in the old paradigm and be able to give them lots of space to get there when it works for them in their affinity level, the timing that's just right for them and their soul path. I do see a question that just popped up with regards to, do the old spiritual rules still hold true? When I look at that question, do the old spiritual rules hold true? The energy that I see behind that question is, do the old spiritual rules with regards to religion and dogma and the rules of, punishment and shame and guilt, those rules definitely do not hold true. I don't think that they ever really held true, but to some degree, they have worked for a certain degree with regards to parts of the population, parts of the human race. But with regards to spiritual truths and the way energy works and the way things operate on the other side, the vibration of as above, so below, those all still hold true. Those are still very much a truth. And I guess when you say the word rules, that's where, I'm seeing that as the word or the vibration to question. Really, with regards to the land of spirit, rules don't carry forth over there. You'll oftentimes hear me say that what happens with a lot of spiritual people, okay, those who are questing and trying to figure out the land of the invisible, the world of kind of like the unknown, it's very common for people to take some of these physical realities, such as time, space, gravity, And they want to take them and apply them over here into the spiritual plane. And the problem with that is it all falls apart. Okay. Now, some people might be able to intellectually think that it all works or think that it's true. That, for example, the vibration of hierarchy, right? Here on planet Earth, there's hierarchy. There's always someone above you. There's always someone below you. There's somebody that you have to kind of listen to, and then somebody that gets to listen to you, right? There's always these levels here on planet Earth. That's how we create order. That's how we have made human agreements so that we can live together and be with each other, right? But if you will, hierarchy, try to take that over into the spiritual world, boom, it all falls apart. And you'll see that with regards to various religions or spiritual teachers saying that, oh, this entity is better than that entity. This entity is more aware than that entity. This is an angel. This is a demon. That level of hierarchy, okay, I'm better than you, you're better than me, that falls apart over here on the other side. And those who try to take that vibration over to the other side, they're going to find that they get extremely stuck and extremely confused, and you're going to lose a lot of levels of being able to explore and find your own certainty, your own answers over there on the other side. So, right, for example, when I'm interacting with any entity over there on the other side, I see them as my equal. It's kind of like, hey, let's sit down, let's have some coffee, let's chat, let's have a dialogue. What are you learning about? What's your path like? What are you doing, right? And that vibration really opens up the space for me, that inclusivity, right? Really opens up the space for me to be able to learn and to check out new ways of being and new healing techniques or new levels of consciousness, whether it's like this like amazing epiphany or kind of like, oh, okay, it really enables me to explore that. Okay. So those rules are not going to transfer with regards to this shift. Um, you know, the spiritual truths as above, below, so below, no time, no space, no gravity, no hierarchy, those will all remain true there. Okay. So, the other truth that I do want to lay some foundation work for before we start our healing work today has to do with the law of attraction and generally how that works. We do a lot of work with how to attract, how to manifest here at BPI. So there's lots of tools and techniques and lots of lecture around that. But the abridged version that I want to lay the groundwork for is generally the way things work energetically, spiritually, and how that plays out on the physical is that whatever you put your attention on, that's what you're going to attract. Okay? Whatever you put your attention on, that's what you will attract. So the universe, being abundantly loving and caring and totally in support of you and on your side, right, will always, always, always give you whatever it is that you put your attention on. Okay? So if you are putting your attention on peace, that's what you're going to get more of in your life. If you are putting your attention on disharmony, that's what you're going to experience more of. I'm observing lots of people putting their focus on uncertainty. What's going to happen? I don't know what's going to happen with the election. I don't know what's going to happen with my future. And they're getting more and more and more of that. And their poor bodies are just, having a rough time with regards to those cortisol levels really spiking and really disrupting the system. But again, that's what, if you put your focus on, that's what you're going to get more of. If you put your focus on asking the question why all the time, okay? I can't tell you how many times I have people or students who come in for a reading, or students who are asking for support, and they're saying, well, why? Why does this keep happening? Why do I have this experience? Why, right? And they ask that question, why, over and over and over again. And I mean, you don't even have to be, a sage to recognize what's going to happen, right? If you keep asking the question why, the universe, in that loving compassion, is going to give you more of the same experience over and over and over again until you figure out why. Because the universe wants you to figure out why, because you're asking, right? The universe is like, oh, they must really want to know why they keep manifesting abusive relationships. I'm just going to give them another one. Oh, they asked why again? Oh, sure. Have another one. Oh, one more. Oh, you still haven't figured out why yet? I'll give it to you again. And so, again, what you put your attention on, right? Why? Well, then you're going to get the answer sooner or later. And especially if it's a difficult question, it's probably going to be quite painful. Right? So instead of focusing on why am I having this problem? Why do I keep manifesting abusive relationships? Focus on, well, what it is that you do want. What do you want to shift? What do you want to have instead? Right? So same thing with regards to the division, or focusing on the left or the right, or the red or the blue, or how we have all these differences, or how the country's divided, how the world is divided, or focusing on all the noise, right? If you focus on all of that, you're just going to get more and more and more and more until you're exhausted and worn out, which is where I see a lot of people here, not just here in the US because of the elections, all over the world. We're seeing it with COVID and the growth change that's happening with regards to that, right? With COVID, we're not really going to get through this if we're in the vibration of exclusivity. It's me, 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 me. I'm not worried about anyone else. I'm not concerned about anyone else except for me and my ability to breathe without a mask on, right? If we're concerned about that level or focused on that, we're going to be getting more and more and more and more COVID until, you know, until something shifts, until we have enough people on the planet, enough light workers who can hold the vibration of the bigger picture. Okay. Yes, I'm sorry for those of you who are posting here and saying, I always ask why, right? There is somebody who is asking the question, well, what if I ask how, right? A solution-based context. It really depends on the vibration of how you're asking the how question. Generally, with regards to manifesting and attracting what you want in your life, I always say you don't have to know how you're going to get there. You just have to focus on where you want to get to. Okay, the universe will get you there if you just focus on where you want to be. So if you're wanting to know, well, how does this work, or how does this work, or how does this energetic truth, or this spiritual level of vibration, how is that working? I would say that's a pretty clean question to ask. But if you're asking, like, how is it that this is happening all the time, that's basically the same vibration of why. So semantics is not as important as the energy behind what you're focusing on or what you're asking the universe for. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get to work, everyone. So if you would, go ahead and close your eyes. Put your feet flat on the floor and take a deep breath in. And would you ground yourself in whatever way you know how? Get your body connected to Mother Earth. And here at the Boulder Psychic Institute, when we ground, that connection enables you to release and let go of excess charge or energy that's not working for you. You want to think of it as like a human trash chute where you can let go of your garbage, you can let go of your waste, so you don't have to carry it around and be a human trash can. So if anything that I just talked about with regards to the shift that we're going through, or the, oh, I ask why all the time, don't, I'm so stupid, right? Any of those vibrations, you don't really know until you know. So forgive yourself and let that energy go. You're just fine. Again, like I said, you guys are the A-team. You guys are awesome. You guys are the ones who are either have already shifted or who are almost there, right? Just because you have a few blips or a few levels where you go unconscious or you fall out of balance doesn't mean that you are not here to be a leader, okay? You are a leader just by the pure fact that you are wanting to become more conscious, that you're looking at this stuff, that you have a desire to expand, okay? So just take a deep breath in and let all of that go, please. Just imagine gloops and globs of energy that is not useful for you falling down your grounding cord. And in today's Facebook Live meditation, we are going to focus on our space. Another word that I like to use for that is your aura bubble. Some people call it an auric field, right? And the energy of a field is that it kind of just goes on and on and on. And the reason why instead of auric field, I like to use the word aura bubble is because there's a clear definition of where your aura starts and where your aura ends, right? So what I'd like you to do is in your meditative space, I'd like you to do the best you can to become aware of your aura. And if it's a field that kind of kind of goes outwards, just kind of rein it in. And with your intention, have your aura be a bubble. A bubble that surrounds your body, kind of like if you were in a human-sized fishbowl. And with regards to your aura, we call this your space. This is your space. Within your aura, you want to start to change your thought process around having your aura just be this thing that just floats around your body, okay? And instead you want to start to think of your aura as, this is my space and I call the shots in here. So I'd like you to self-assess and become aware of your aura. And I'd like you to notice if there's any energy in your aura that is creating a negative effect in your system. Another way to say that is with regards to the law of attraction, whether you're conscious of what's in your aura bubble or not, it's in your space, and mentally you may not be aware that you're putting your attention on it, but whatever energy's in there, there's some attention there, it's in your space, and you're going to attract more of it. So as we step into these winter months, as we step down the road of post-election results, right? It's going to be really, really important to be aware of not only what you're mentally putting your attention on, but what you're spiritually putting your attention on by allowing it into your aura bubble. So is there noise in your aura bubble? And hence it's just like noisy, and you're just like, oh, it's so noisy. Yeah, it's noisy out there, right? Can you make it nice and quiet in here? So especially those of you who are afflicted with noise right now, or just, it's just so loud, right? If you would, I'd like you to, with your intention, just allow any of that noise to drain out of your aura and let it go down your grounding cord. Give it to Mother Earth. She knows what to do with it. She'll take care of that energy. See, Mother Earth knows that if you're energetically healthy, if you're taking care of yourself, that you're going to in turn take better care of her. So she's more than happy to take your waste. She's the best composter in the world. She'll take your waste and turn it into nutritious soil, nutritious energy that can be used to grow something bigger and better. So let it go. Let go of all that noise. If you don't want more noise, don't put your attention on it, meaning don't, in this case, with regards to your aura, don't let it hang out in your aura bubble, in your aura space. If there is any energy of chaos or confusion in your aura bubble, with your intention, would you start to let that drain out of your aura, please? The way things work with regards to spiritual truth is that if you have a certain vibration in your aura or in your body, whether you're conscious or not, it's going to start to create physical manifestations of that, emotional manifestations of that, or thoughts of that. And most of us are conditioned to really only be aware of what we're thinking, right? Oh, I'm thinking that there's a lot of noise and it's really affecting me, but I'm not too, aware of what's going on with regards to the chaos, even though I may be feeling very unsettled. Okay, and a lot of us aren't really trained to link all that. And the way it works is that because that chaos and confusion is in your aura, it is affecting you. And where I'm wanting to really point you today is to start to be aware of that. It's affecting you, and you want to drain that out of there so that your attention doesn't go towards it, it doesn't create more. If you have any uncertainty in your aura, just breathe and let that go. Everyone else around you can be uncertain about their future, about the outcome of our current elections. If you're not in the US, it could be some other election that you might be in the process of in your country. It could be COVID. Could be just, I'm uncertain about my future in general, right? If you let that energy hang out in your aura, you're basically giving it your attention, and you're going to get more and more and more uncertainty. So let that go. Just breathe again. Let that energy go, please. So again, we're consciously working towards the vibration of inclusivity within ourselves, which in this visual context is imagining the best you can your aura bubble surrounding your body. This is my space. And what's included inside of my aura bubble are the vibrations that I would like to attract more of. And also really including all of your energy into this bubble. Okay? All of your energy in here. When all of your energy is in your body and in your space, that's when you have the most potency. A lot of people are conditioned to have their energy scattered. We are programmed to be extremely externally focused. Do you like me? Am I okay? Do I look all right? Am I making you happy? Is this okay? Did I do that all right? We're very much externally focused. And what that does is it deteriorates your ability to have your own inclusivity within yourself, okay? Which it essentially creates division within yourself where your energy is divided, it's all over the place. And just like what I said, your internal reality will manifest externally, right? And so this is where you'll experience a lot of division, a lot of conflict, feeling scattered in your life, not really being able to hold a concrete vision of your future or where you want your future to go. So while you're doing the best you can to solidify your bubble around your body, I'd like you to just hold the intention of bringing all of your energy within, bringing your focus within, your consciousness within. I know that intellectually it may not make sense. Oh, we want to be inclusive and be inclusive of those around us and be concerned about our community members. I totally get where this might be mentally, it may not mentally make sense, okay? But when you are inclusive within your own space, your own energy system, and you've got all that functioning really well, you got your power and potency inside your aura bubble, that's when you're going to have your strength. That's when you're going to have your calm and your peace. You're going to be kind of like all shored up, okay? And feeling good. And when you're shored up and feeling good, then you're going to have the excess energy, the excess awareness to be concerned with those around you, to be able to help those around you. And if anything, as a first step, to just be a role model. I'm going to have this level of inclusivity within. I'm going to be a leader, and those around me can match. Okay? You practice that for a while, pretty soon you're going to be very compelled. Okay, here's how I would like to help my fellow humans here on the planet. Here's how I would like to take some physical steps around helping Mother Earth and supporting the environment. So with that external focus, what happens is we tend to chase problems, right? A lot of people think the answer is out there. Somebody else has the answer. I need to ask someone a question and get the answer. I need to go on the internet. I need to read a book. Some entity who is hierarchically above me, they must have the answer to my problem, right? And when you don't have a solid aura bubble, you don't have this level of inclusivity, including all your energy within, you're always going to be chasing something outside of yourself. You're going to be chasing some dream, some future, some person, some job, whatever, chasing, right? When you bring your energy within, you'll start to find peace. You'll start to find quiet in here. And the really beautiful thing that starts to happen is that you don't have to go anywhere to find your answers, to know what your next step is, how you would like to proceed energetically or physically with your life. It all comes to you. When your energy is within, you bring it inwards, it's all kind of tucked in, pulled into your aura. Your truth, it's all going to come to you. You won't have to go anywhere to find it. They say, right, your answers are all within. It's all in here. Well, if you've wondered what does that mean? How do I do that? How do I create that vibration? It's really simple. Aura bubble. Clear out any of that noise, the division, the chaos, confusion, all the energy that would keep you from your peace. And then just bring all your energy within. And it's really cool. All of a sudden, like, boom, boom, you'll just kind of know off the top of your head, right? We call that claircognizance, right? You'll just know, oh, yeah, here's what I'm going to do. Or here's how I'd like to help that person, right? There won't be any questioning. You'll just know. You won't have to go anywhere to do it. You want to think of yourself as like when you're in your aura, you're inclusive, all your energy's in here. It's kind of like being royalty, where it's kind of like everything's brought to you on your throne, right? In your bubble throne, everything's brought to you. You don't have to work so hard. This is why a lot of you guys are super exhausted right now. Outward, 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 outward. That's exhausting. You'll expend a lot of energy that way. So just take a deep breath in. And with regards to your aura today, I'd like you to decide, well, what do I want to put my attention on within, recognizing that that will reflect outside of me in my external environment. What kind of vibration do you want to set in here? We talked about peace and quiet. Those are usually natural outcomes of clearing out all the noise. But what would you like to put your attention on? It could be, I would like to have health and vitality. If that's the case, then I want you to infuse your bubble with good health and vitality. And what you'll be doing is you'll be blanketing, you'll be surrounding your body with that energy. For those of you who are feeling like you're on nervous system overload, you can't blame all of those people out there. You can't blame the external situation. You can't blame, certain people or the election count or the news media or social media. If you blame out there, right, then you're going to be putting all your focus out there. You're going to get more and more and more disruptions to your nervous system. You bring it in. You focus on what you do want within your aura, good health and vitality. I'd like more fun. I'd like more laughter. I'd like more orgasms, whatever. Okay. You surround your body with that. That's you energetically putting your attention on that. You're going to attract more. And the cool thing with regards to your aura is it is kind of like a spiritual security blanket. It just makes your body feel nice and safe and secure. So whatever energy you want to fill that aura bubble with, recognize that that's you communicating to your body, hey body, I gotcha. And I'm going to make sure that you're surrounded by this energy so that you get more and more and more of that. If you want more rest, if you want more rejuvenation, put that in your bubble. Surround your body with that. And over time, you'll notice your cortisol levels decreasing, your nervous system calming. From there, your hormones will start to balance out. As above, so below, it will all start to fall into place. So again, inclusivity. Okay? Not excluding yourself, not keeping yourself scattered, having all your energy pulled in. And when you can have all your energy pulled in and you can have this oneness within, I am one, I am whole, I am complete, that's when you're going to be able to truly be able to see that level of oneness in that person sitting across from you, the oneness on the planet, the oneness that we can experience as a human race. But you can't do that from trying to do it outside of yourself first. Okay? A lot of religions, a lot of other spiritual arenas will say that oneness has to do with oneness as a human race. And it's a great concept, but they're skipping the first step. You have to have this oneness, this inclusivity in here to be able to create that out there. Good. Take a deep breath in and just notice your body calming. Notice the quiet you guys are creating. I love being able to just go within and have this quiet. The whole world around me can be all noisy and loud. Even physically, I have a toddler at home, very noisy and loud. But as long as I'm aware of my bubble and I have it set the way that I want, doesn't matter what's happening around me. It doesn't have to disrupt me. Then from there, I can be calm. I can have my awareness about me to be able to respond to the noise in my environment instead of reacting and creating more chaos. Okay? Yeah. Take a deep breath in, please. What I'd like you all to do is I'd like you to imagine the planet out in front of you, Mama Earth, the globe. Just imagine her about 5 feet out in front of you, if you would. And the way that you ground Mother Earth is by connecting a big tube of energy from the planet to the sun. So if you would, I'd like you all to do the best you can to visualize a big, ginormous tube of energy connecting the planet to the sun. And just let that be like a release for Mother Earth, where any waste, any excess charge, any energy that is not working for her will go to the sun and it will get burned and transmuted. And what I'd like to do as a group with our group intention, I love these Facebook Live meditations because the more people that show up, the more power, the more energy we can use to create an even bigger impact. So let's create the same vibration of inclusivity for Mother Earth. And what I'd like you to do is do the best you can, and I'd like you to imagine Mother Earth's aura bubble. It's right at about where the atmosphere is. We have the Earth's atmosphere, and they're finding holes in it, right? That's like science lining up with spirituality. They're finding holes in Mama Earth's aura bubble. So with your intention, I'd like you to imagine that bubble super solid, Mama Earth's boundary, having her level of integrity. This is her space, her bubble, which includes all of us, humans, all the creatures, all the minerals, all of the devas and angels and entities who are here on Earth. It's inclusive, all of us. But I'd like you to imagine healing up that bubble to make that super solid around Mother Earth, please. Yeah, good. Thank you. This looks good. Excellent. And then with our group intention, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to give Mama Earth's aura bubble a healing, and I'd like you to clear out any noise, any chaos, any confusion, any levels of division and exclusivity. Let's not give that our attention with regards to the planet and all of the creatures living on this planet. And instead, let's give our attention to what we do want for the planet. So imagine the noise, the chaos, confusion, division, conflict, releasing out of Mama Earth's aura. Give you guys about a minute with that. Very good. Then I'd like you to contemplate what you would like to put your attention on with regards to the whole planet, with regards to the world. I know it's really easy to focus in on the fear or the world's coming to an end or climate change is going to become so bad, and I'm not saying that we don't want to take our steps to heal that. But fixating on that level of fear and doom and gloom, with regards to the universe, that's what we're going to get more of, right? So if you guys would, with me, if this is an affinity with you, reset the aura of the planet to peace, to unity, inclusivity, to the vibration that we all have space to be here, and we can all have health. We can all work together to have joy, right? Really, when I look at pretty much every human being, even though some values, some morals, some ideas might be vastly different, generally, right, we all just want to be happy. We all just want to have joy. We all just want to have peace. We want to watch our kids grow. We want to watch the trees grow. We want to watch our animals flourish. Generally, that's where we align. So let's focus there. Let's bring our attention there. Let's attract more of that. So if you would, I'd like you to infuse Mama Earth's aura. Infuse the planet, just infuse all of that space with what you would like to attract more of here on Earth. You might imagine that as various colors or intentions or vibrations. However you do that in your meditative universe, go ahead and do that, please. That's looking super bright, everyone. Very shiny. So we're applying the laws of attraction to Mother Earth and her aura. May the planet match this vibration that we've created together as a group. And as you go through moment to moment, day to day, may those around you match you as you walk as a leader, as you set the tone of what you would like to see more of in your community, in your nation, in the world around you. You are a leader. You've got this. All right, good. Take a deep breath in. Be aware of your aura, your space. Good. Go ahead and wiggle your fingers and your toes. And go ahead and stretch and open your eyes. Thank you. That looks really beautiful. It's like the Mother Earth glow is just so amazingly beautiful. We do have a question that has come in. If anybody else has a question, if anybody needs some clarification around anything that we worked on or talked about today, go ahead and type that into the comments section. I do see a question here where somebody's asking, is the sun above or below the earth? It's all relative. Einstein would say it's all relative, right? And so it really just depends on, where you're sitting. But for me, it's easier for me to visualize the earth above the sun, and there's that downward flow, that downward fall. However you want to visualize it to make it work so that Mother Earth is releasing to the sun and that's getting burned up, you imagine it in whatever way that works for you. Okay? Austin is asking a question about our havingness space, and they are different vibrations. Okay, and so please take what I talked about today with regards to the law of attraction, and it really is more what you're putting your attention on. And oftentimes the law of attraction is talked about in terms of what you're thinking. Be careful what you're thinking, be careful what you're thinking, because that's what you're going to attract, right? I've heard people in spiritual communities be like, oh, I have a headache. Oh, well, what are you attracting? What are you thinking? And it's like, right? It's not that intellectual. It's not that, one-dimensional, right? The way the law of attraction works is more, what are you putting your attention on? And your thoughts are a very small sliver of what you're putting your attention on. It's more of what's the energy that you're surrounding yourself with. Austin, you are an advanced student. What's the energy that you're putting inside of your body? Not only what you're surrounding yourself with in your aura. So in this Facebook Live meditation, I'm just taking one little aspect of where you might be putting your attention and how to energetically shift that by becoming more conscious of your aura and what you're surrounding your body with. Okay. With regards to that question around havingness, that has more to do with very specific lectures around how to really fine tune your ability to manifest and your ability to get what you want in your life. So, to some degree, sure, you can kind of condense those two, but mechanically, they're very different things there, Austin. Okay. Um, All right. Kira is asking a question with regards to, well, what happens when I want to release energy into my space and it's just not moving very easily? It's like it's feeling resistant, right? And what I love about your question is that you're saying, oh, it feels like that energy is resistant and the energy is resisting leaving. Okay. And we were talking about this vibration of inclusivity, really focusing within versus exclusivity and focusing outwards, but how that creates kind of levels of selfishness on the planet, haves, haves not, the division, all of that. Okay. Um, and where you're coming at with regards to doing your energy work, which is how you're going to want to shift your thinking or your paradigm or the vibration from which you do your energy. And instead of going, oh, this energy is not moving, it's resistant, you don't want to go, right? So again, that's very externally focused, right? And what you want to do is go, oh, well, there must be something going on in here within me. How can I shift my vibration so that the energy does move easily, so that it shifts quickly? Okay? So it might be that maybe you're going into resistance with that energy. Okay? Maybe you're fighting it. Maybe you're really judging it. Maybe you are being exclusive and judging it and saying bad, bad, bad energy. Okay? So to shift that, to shift your own internal resistance, okay, don't beat yourself up. You're doing great. You are where you are. Okay. But to shift your own internal resistance, I recommend trying to find some way to lighten up. And if that doesn't work very well, kind of become more childlike and playful. My favorite movie as a child was Mary Poppins, and I just love that scene where they're cleaning up the kids' playroom, and she's like snap, 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 and the little toys like walk into the toy box and jump themselves in, or the dollhouse kind of tidies all up on its own, just snap, snap. And Mary Poppins, the beauty of, I mean, that movie, the play, all of it was just incredible because it's about imagination and the child's imagination and how powerful imagination is and how that level of being like Mary Poppins-esque and just simple and easy and childlike and we're just gonna have fun cleaning up, it all just happens easily. So you might kind of sing to yourself as you're trying to release energy out of your aura, get more playful, more childlike. Worse comes to worse, okay? I say, kind of like get like even more playful about it. You might, instead of trying to like shove that energy out of your aura like you're, plunging a toilet bowl, ew, right? Instead of trying to plunge it down, get more playful. Maybe you'll kind of water gun it out, squirt that energy out. May have to flick a booger at that energy. Give it a wet willy, do whatever you need to do to get playful to get that energy to leave. I think it was Einstein who said that you can't solve a problem at the same consciousness level or awareness or understanding level that the problem was created on, right? So if the energy in your space is heavy and serious and you get heavy and serious about releasing it, well, you're just going to create that resistance, more of a conflict, and it's just going to stick to you like glue. They say resistance is like glue, right? So you want to be the opposite. So you don't do this. You're resistant. You won't go. You go, okay, I must be resistant. How do I lighten up? How do I get more play? Get a little smile, get a little happier, get a little bit more childlike, a little bit more playful. And if anything, just flick a psychic booger at it. You'll start laughing. I know I always do. I'm like, that's so gross and weird and ew, right? And then pretty soon, because I'm laughing, boom, that energy just falls right out. Okay, give it a try. Give it a shot. The other thing that I loved about Mary Poppins is there's that concept where when you're laughing, they floated to the ceiling, they would levitate, they had that levity from laughter, right? And then if they wanted to get back down, they had to get serious and sad and cry. And that's how you stay heavy, right? So lots to be learned from Mary Poppins. They don't make movies like they used to. All right. See if there's any other questions. Psychic boogers, yes. We'll all be thinking of psychic boogers as we meditate. All right, I don't see any other questions here, so thank you all for showing up today. I thank you, the planet thanks you, humankind thanks you. I really appreciate you guys being a part of the A-Team. Validate yourself. Just because you have a bad day or 2 or 10 doesn't mean that you are on the C or the D team. You're on the A team, okay? Remember that and be the role model. Okay? What do you want to put your attention on? You'll attract more of. Let others match you. Okay? And we do have one last question that came in here. I think what the question is saying is, does energy kind of gather in certain areas of our body? There is not like one place that it always gathers. It's kind of everywhere. So you just want to be aware of all of your body, all of your aura, and keep that energy spick and span and nice and clear. Okay? No energy boogers in those spaces. All right? So thank you again. Our next Facebook Live meditation is going to be on December 4th at 6 p.m. We do have our free aura and chakra healings. If you're a student, please come and offer healings. Remember, when you give a healing, you get a healing. And if you are not a student, please come get as many as you would like. We offer them on the 2nd and the 4th Mondays from 5 to 7. Oh, Fletcher's here. Hi, Fletcher. You decided to join us. And we do have a Next Self Healing 101 class starting in 2 Saturdays. So if you know of anyone or if you are interested in learning how to do this work, I will be teaching that on Saturdays at 11 o'clock Mountain Time. And I think that's all. Oh, we have transmedium healings coming up soon. So those are offered by our postgraduate students. It's like getting a professional level healing because these students have been doing energy work for years and they're pretty amazing and they are extremely reasonably priced. So if you need some help, you need some support from an advanced psychic, sign up and get those transmedium healings. All right. We are here for you as a community. So if anything comes up, you need support, message us on Facebook, send us an email, give the school call. We are here for you. Okay. These are big and exciting times right now. All right. So thank you again for being on the A-Team. All right, everyone, please take care and enjoy your weekend.